All right. So let's kind of go over what we're gonna do the rest of the semester, where we're at. Um, so basically, this is, I guess we're on week 12, huh? And we're doing family systems. And so so you know, REBT is the first question on your exam. Feminist therapy is the second question on your exam. And family systems is going to be the third question on your exam. And you're going to get your exam next week. And we'll go over it in detail and we'll go over each theory and how it works. But um, here's the thing about family systems. I mean, of course, family systems, it's better to have the whole family there. But sometimes that just doesn't happen. All right. Sometimes you get one person out of the family and that's it. But they grew up with a family systems issue, with something that was dysfunctional. So what we're going to do in the case of Sam is pretend, okay, well, he's your only client. All right. But he had some issues in his family that are affecting him today. So it's okay to use family systems with just one person from the family. I mean, a lot of times that's all you're going to get. The other families, people, they don't want to come to therapy, you know? But we can still talk about the system and help that one individual, to break the cycle, whatever that cycle is, in the dysfunctional family. So, you know, that's the way we're going to look at it. You don't need to talk with the whole family for the exam. You're just talking with Sam. And we'll go through that and process it next week when you get your exam. But tonight, we're going to talk about family systems. And the other thing with family systems is that um, there are techniques, but Murray Bowen, who's has to be part of your answer, Murray Bowen doesn't talk about a lot of techniques. He talks about how to identify what's not functioning properly in the family system, and then you work to fix it. Okay. But there's no techniques like the empty chair or things like that that are like obvious. All right. So it's really kind of becoming aware and then breaking that cycle and moving forward in a more healthy direction. So it's not quite as straightforward as I'm going to use the empty chair technique. All right. It's a little more complicated. All right. Uh, so next week, week 13, we're going to do uh, solution focused therapy, and we're going to hand out the exam. And honestly, solution focused therapy might take 45 minutes, and we'll take 45 minutes talking about the exam, and you can ask me questions, and we'll process how you might answer the questions, just like we did last time. So hopefully that'll help you. But now that you've already taken the first exam, you'll know what to ask, basically, next class to get those answers the way you want them. And yeah, week 14 is when your exam is due. So you're going to hand that in before class. And I will have them back by the last class. So I need a week to grade them, and then you can ask me any questions. Um, the week 14 is narrative therapy. Um, and that therapy only takes 45 minutes or so as well to talk about. So it's going to be a short class, but you can also ask me any questions you want because you'll have your exam handed in, and we'll kind of like, I'm not going to go over the whole exam because I won't have it graded yet. That's when you're turning it in. but you can ask me any questions you want. We can kind of process it a little bit. But week 15 is the last class. And so you will have your exam graded, and I'll post a detailed explanation of everything on D2L for your grade. I'm hoping nobody has to correct or rewrite anything for that final exam. I mean, technically you could, but it would have to be in, by Wednesday of finals week, basically. But it would be better if you just got your grade and moved on. All right. I think you'd be able to do that. So week 15 is when your final papers due, and that's the last class. And when you hand in your exam on week 14, we'll also go over what's expected for the paper. And I mean, if you want to start it early, no problem. But I mean, you will be writing the answer to your exam and everything that week. So, you might be busy, but it should not take over a week to write your final paper. It's all about you. And but if you wanted to work on it earlier, I put an outline for your paper in the syllabus, and you just follow the outline and answer the questions. It's really straightforward, but I'll go over it in detail a week before it's due. So final paper due last week of class, and yeah, and then any unfinished work. I would prefer that if you have discussion posts that you didn't finish, try to get them done before the last class so that I can grade them, because I'm going to be like really busy grading papers and everything the last week. So if you have to catch up on discussion posts, please do that soon so I can get you your grades. We are done with discussion boards. There are no more discussion posts. So I really just wanted to see what your responses were to Gloria tapes, basically, and respond to you about that. Those were our last discussion board posts. Yeah, and then whoever's able to come to class, it'd be nice, if you came to the last class, if you're able to, and just kind of share your paper with your classmates. What did you find, your favorite theory was? Why did you like it? What kind of population do you hope to work with? Some things like that. Like just a few minutes to share with your classmates that last class. I'll go over anything that anybody still needs, any questions, and we'll call it a semester. So, so the only thing you really can't rewrite is your final paper, basically, because you're handing it in the last class. I won't even have them graded until the end of finals week. But other than that, you should be good. All right. Questions for me about our timeline? We are coming down to the end. Yeah.
So it's the third, so next week, the 10th, is when the exam's getting handed out. And we're going.
Yes. Next week.
17th week after is when it's due, and then the 24th week after is the final paper.
I think.
We go by dates.
Yeah. I mean, is that our class outline? So next week's the 10th. Okay. And that's when I'll hand out the exam. And the 17th is when it's due before class. And I'll go over the final paper. And the 24th is our last class. And that's when the final paper is due. Yeah.
Wanna make sure it's not- it's not weeks
Yeah.
particular,
Yeah.
as we know.
So I think that is correct. All right. All right. Other questions?